Inequality is at 100%. Sexism and racism run rampant in the streets. Waiters are being tipped at 5%.
But that can't be. Surely it's only the most poor and needy paying that meager amount.
This just in. It's actually the richest 1% tipping this small amount.
Well, that settles it then. Put me through to the Electoral Commission. Bernard Wrigglesworth Sanders is running for president. What, you need me to tell you in excruciating detail the events that led up to this point? Well, it's a little unorthodox, but I'll allow it. It all began in 1943. I was different then. I pray to thee, Rand, that this year's stock yield will be most bountiful in the year of our Lord 1943. And I pray to the gods of capital that the caviar dinners will flow unending. And that the Sanders Financial Institute, for the betterment of the rich, is a most prosperous tax haven.
Oh, Bernard, my little angel face. Are you in bed yet?
Quiet, Mother. I'm offering bounty to the lords of capital.
As long as you continue to keep me in the lifestyle I'm accustomed to, you do as you please.
That's what I thought, Mother. I thought we lived in America and not some wigwam in Soviet Russia.
Oh, don't mention the wigwam, Bernard. So many tragic memories.
A monologue about your tragic backstory later, Mother. I'm busy.
Kids today with that back talk. Get a farm hoe in the head in my day for the...
So melodramatic.
Leave her be, my girlfriend, the young Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Bernard, what have I told you about being so impersonal? Not outside the bedroom, anyway.
This is my bedroom.
Then show me your garden hoe.
Saucy minx. When you throw me share the latest yield of stocks.
Later, Bernard. Put on the Hoover costume. Ride out my Great Depression. Female ejaculation is just around the corner.
Not again. Hillary, I think someone's coming for my private property. Pass me a gun for purely self-defense purposes.
A bazooka or grenade?
Oh, don't worry, it's just my nincompoop sidekick, Commie Bill.
Well, why you gotta be so mean to me? My mama called me William Clinton, not Commie Bill.
Just a nomenclature for your proclivities, Bill.
Now one day, the poor gonna take over the world, Bernie, believe me.
Get your ideas out of here. I promise you now, Bernard Wrigglesworth Sanders will never care for the poor.
I feel sorry for you, Bernie.
Don't make me laugh. I live in a luxurious mansion whilst you live in your parents' shack. My idea of entertainment is hiring the Marx Brothers to perform one of their funny pictures in the entertainment parlor, whilst yours is saving up just enough money to see one of those talkies in a back alley projection booth.
Only Marx I cares about is Carl.
Does your Karl Marx keep you warm at night? I have my pick of any lady in the schoolyard, whilst you only have the sow your mother bought last year for comfort.
This chafing is so bad.
Where were we?
You were about to show me your...
Bernie, it's me, your kid brother Mordecai Sanders.
I'm a little busy, Mordecai.
But it's important, Bernard.
2 moments. Hillary, follow Bill and leave us.
Out the window?
I don't want to ruin the illusion my mother holds.
Oh, but the free market should dictate the age a man loses his virginity.
It's times like this I wish that we capitalists had feelings.
No, don't get soppy with me, Bernard. Have a profitable talk with your brother.
Look at the papers, Bernard.
Pass it to me. And what are you showing to me?
Ford stocks on the dip.
It was to be expected. They dropped 0.4%, so I gave the order to buy. Soon they'll rise again and our yield will be immense.
Calling me an ore, Bernard.
It's really the vision I possess. The insight.
I wish I possessed it. But I'm afraid our fathers...
No. Your mockery sentiment displeases me. Is this all you came to show me?
No. Well, now I'm 12 and about to start school. I was...
Did you come here only to tell me things I already knew? Spit it out, boy!
I was thinking of becoming a doctor.
Pa and pa again. A doctor is a job for sentimentals, made for women and children only. Not the Sanders boys. We were born to make money.
Is money all that's on your mind?
What else is there? My world is green, not blue.
Well, night, brother.
I turned and saw the Clinton boy had fallen into the dirt. His wallet slipped from his pocket, and although he may have only had a few shekels, I rushed, greedy to obtain them. But when I got there, I found the boy had gone, and the ground opened under my feet. When I woke, I was dazed, confused, unsure as to where I was. And the darkness turned into light, and I saw the face of the man that would mean so much to me. Where am I? You kindly old sage, what?
Calm down, son. You've had a mighty big fall. Calm down. Okay, stay there.
Fall? From where? What are you talking about, you crazy old coot?
Oh, yes, there's a simple explanation for everything. You see, you've merely fallen down a hole into socialism, Rand. This is an underworld paradise. It is thousands of miles under the upper world where you come from, and it is our home and our heaven.
What motherless hell is this? How long have I been out?
Oh, only a couple of hours.
A couple of hours? I must get up. I must owe you a fortune in medical fees.
No. You misunderstand completely the nature of our project. You see, we have free medical care. In fact, we find medical fees obscene. Just some kind of extravagance of the upper world.
I'm going to be sick.
Have a free bucket if you are.
But if you don't... What's to stop people growing fat and lazy if they don't have to work to live?
But why would we force people to work? Our people work because they love what they do. Our cabinet makers love cabinets, hemp growers love their hemp, and I love being an old man socialist.
You're speaking American. I just don't understand the words.
That's okay, son. I know it can be a lot to take in at first, and that's perfectly fine. If you don't like what I'm saying, we have an elevator up to the upper world just over there.
To my shame, I thought of leaving. But I had an idea. What if I used these naive monsters for my own ends, became one of them, forced them to work for me?
This is our market.
And what are you trading here?
We're trading the most precious quantity in all of socialism land.
Karl Marx trading cards?
Don't be so gauche and predictable. We're making knitted cats from pubic hair.
But why?
Because cats are scientifically proven to make anyone happy. And pubic hair, we weren't doing anything with it before, and it's completely carbon neutral.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. And it was. The more I saw, the more I realized these people were just like me. They too wanted equality. They just had a funny idea of how to get it.
Now, let's discuss foreign policy.
No, brother.
What's wrong, Bernard?
Is this going to be one of those lectures where you talk about how great Stalin is and how evil President Roosevelt was?
No, don't you loathe Commandant Roosevelt?
Well, his domestic policy contains some evil free market distortions, if you know what I mean. But his muscular foreign policy maintains the American empire.
And why should there be an American empire, Bernard?
Without America, Russia would take over the world.
And we know they must be stopped, Bernard.
You commie son of a... You don't love Stalin?
No.
You don't go to bed wrapped in little red Russian flags?
That's ridiculous, Bernard. You know we go to bed in hemp bed sheets.
Then what are countries to do?
Well, we believe people have a right to govern themselves.
We believe in self-governance for all.
Oh, what's the matter? Have we offended you? Maybe we should choose a subject a little less combative.
No. I mean... Please, brothers. Lay some more truth on me. What use were my rare monkey skull showers if my brothers in Latin America suffered so? Why were there millionaires? If only I'd known. If only I'd been purer.
Oh, I'm looking forward to free poetry jam this evening, Bernard.
I don't like that, you know.
Oh, what? Is my poetry offending you?
No, it's not that. It's that name. Bernard, I don't like it.
Oh, well, what is it about it that you hate so?
It's just not me anymore.
Well, what would you prefer? Let me think. Fountain, or KK, or Starbeam?
No socialism too. I think I'm Bernie now. Yeah, Bernie Wrigglesworth Sanders. I like that name. I like it a lot.
Sounds good to me. Bernie.
Oh, Bernie now, is it?
Oh, hello, old man socialism. I didn't see you there.
May I take a seat?
Of course. What's up?
When you tended the wheat field this morning, this came out of your pocket.
The Economist.
How could you, Barney?
I needed it for the stocks.
What did you say to me?
I had to see how my portfolio was doing.
You have learned nothing, Bernard. You were the original socialist that they foretold. You were supposed to make anarcho-syndicalism happen, Bernie. How could you betray us like this?
Forgive me.
There can be no forgiveness. Ride the elevator out of socialism land.
I can change.
No, Bernard. You can change nothing.
I'll always love you, old man socialism. And I'll always be a socialist.
Pah! You know not the term socialism.
And he was right. At that time, I didn't deserve to be called a socialist. I was a danger to socialism. But little did I know, there was an even greater danger lurking above. Whilst I was starting my ascent, a friend of mine was starting his deepest descent. Whilst I was learning to drink from the well of socialism, he was drinking from a more dangerous cup. The raw fluid of capitalist excess.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, mister. Huh? I'm all alone in the field with a stranger and you're gonna touch my rangus.
Relax, boy. I'm one of the good guys. I come from the government.
Oh my God, I better hide my rangus.
Relax, boy. Simmer down. Tell Congressman Nixon all about it. So, did you see it?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about that underground sewer that infects this town like another. I'm talking about socialism land.
How'd you know about that?
Oh, Congressman Nixon knows about everything. I knows about Gospels 1 through to 4. I know about the latest televisual slop that they keep feeding out to the American whinge bags that they call voters. Oh, we keep on producing them.
You sure do talk funny.
Just tell me all about it.
Well, see, it was hell, Congressman Nixon. I woke up in the field of tangled pubic hair, and I had to eat my way through it. And then when I finally got free, I had to go hide in the shadows lest I be caught by them weirdos. They were going on about how they hate America and how they support them third world countries, the ones that I hate. Hell, they were even playing jazz in unconventional time codes that I'm not used to, and writing pop songs with lyrics that didn't rhyme.
Hook me, boy.
I'm scared, Congressman Nixon.
Relax, Bill. Let Nixon's clammy hands heal your soft head.
Wait a minute. How you know my name?
Oh, Nixon knows everything about everyone. He has eyes everywhere. He knows that you've been talking to that cow Bessie about all the girls you have a crush on. He knows that Mummy would rather drink vermouth than play with her baby Bill. And he knows that the girls all spurn you, so you have to play five-finger scallywag on your own at home.
Will you play five-finger scallywag with me, Congressman Nixon?
In time, boy. Now, tell me about Socialism Land.
Okay, Dad.
You just called me Dad. Why, I haven't heard that since I ate my beautiful baby boy.
Of course, how I knew any of this was happening is anybody's guess. Anyway, away from that point, I was back in my old stomping grounds of New York City. But everything looked different. Cleaner, new. I asked for the date and someone said, "It's 1942, you bum!" Why he gave such a specific date, I'll never know. Then it hit me. Time passes differently in socialism land. Whilst I thought I'd been away only a few days, in reality it had been years. Mother would be lined and ancient by now, and Mordecai would be well on his way to becoming a man. He'd be my older brother now. So I rushed home, eager to salvage anything that was left.
Well, I don't care how much the Sanders family owes you because I need that advance to buy more shares. Well, I know it sounds a crazy idea, but I think people are gonna love buying the shares of that mouse fellow. Well, just think about all the money you've lost me. Oh, well. Look who's shown up 10 years too late to save the Sanders fortune.
Hello, Mordecai.
Hello, Bernard.
I don't go by that name anymore.
Oh, what name do you go by? Mr. Homewrecker? You don't realize how much trouble you've caused me and Mother since you left. We thought you'd gone to score heroin at the Jazz Cats in Harlem.
No, don't be ridiculous. I fell into a hole in the ground and became a socialist.
Well, that's as may be. I'm afraid, since you've been gone, the Sanders family has fallen into ruin.
I'm not surprised. Look at these investments. A non-rotary phone. A burger chain in every state. A non-Vitrola listening device.
Well, I just don't have the touch like you do, Bernie. What was I supposed to do?
Look, it's okay, Mordecai. I found something better. I've learned to live without the trappings of wealth. The warm joy of socialism.
Communism?
No. Say it with me. Socialism. All together now. Socialism.
Communism. Oh, I just can't do it, Bernie.
It's okay. I don't expect your mind to be changed overnight.
Mordecai, who are you talking to down there?
Bernie, Ma.
Two?
You'd know him as Bernard, Ma.
You can liberate us from this incompetence, horrible stock buying. He bought shares in something called Pearl and Dean. Yeah, I can understand Pearl. Hell, I can understand Dean, but Pearl and Dean? What was he smoking?
Cigarettes, Mother. I keep telling you, cigarette.
Those wacky cigarettes your father used to smoke, you mean, boy?
What is she talking about?
Afraid she's lost her mind, Bernie. Ever since the family fortune went, she's lost touch with reality. Having to change her lifestyle meant she became bedridden and, well, once we had to let the maid go, I'm sure I saw her lose the spark in her eyes.
See, this is why we need to destroy capitalism.
Oh, Bernard. Buy a stock. Buy one for your poor mother.
You better do what she says.
Is that what I have to do, Ma?
I swear to God, Bernard, you will buy a stock and return this family to its rightful place, or you are no longer Sanders in my eyes. You can go back to the street.
Get on the phone, Mordecai. I'm seeing a lot of growth in... No, I'm seeing a lot of...
No, help me, Bernie. He needs to know now.
Put 1,000... It's just no good.
What have you done, Bernie?
I can't do it anymore. I see the numbers and the figures. They don't make sense. The visions abandon me.
It's okay. It's okay.
How did the stock buying go, boys?
Can't do it, Ma.
I understand completely, Bernard. Now get out of my house.
I'm still your boy Bernie, Ma.
I have no son.
Esther, no! But she was right. I wasn't her son anymore. My mother was the socialism I'd discovered in that paradise. Where before I'd suckled on the milk from her teat, now I was nurtured on the knowledge of my radical readings. But more than knowledge, there was something I needed urgently. A job. And fast. I arrived at the Kennedy job full of vim. Vim, I tell you. I loved that Kennedy guy. Everyone did. What I expected was a socialist gentleman full of classy ideals. What I got instead was a boorish pig. The Chinese were called names I refused to repeat. He didn't even watch European art films, which at the time were the sign of a classy gentleman. I have it on good authority that whilst Kennedy was lecturing me about the evils of the Mexicans, this was happening elsewhere.
Hello?
Hello, son.
Oh, hi, Congressman Nixon.
It's Mayor Nixon now.
Good for you. Has the possum evacuated the hole?
The pawn has eaten the cherry top.
With that Sanders kid out of the way, we can finally fully control socialism land.
Nixon and Clinton. You ruling the undergrowth, and me ruling the land on top. A combination too beautiful to name.
Some of them getting out of line. I better go.
Leave the phone on. Let Nixon get his pleasure.
Okay.
Why must you be so naughty? I just need a break. You're oppressing my spirit. It's not your spirit I want to oppress. It's those sweet, sweet baby buttocks. Ah! Cry for me. Let me lick those salty tears. Oh, yes. Nothing better than the mixture of tears and anus blood going down my throat.
Fetch me the lubricant and a calendar of piglets. Nixon's in for a very rigorous few minutes. God damn it, Lee, I know you're my wife's brother, and I know you let me down before, but let me tell you, there's big trouble coming your way if you fuck this up.
Yeah, Mr. Nixon. Ah!
God damn, what was that?
I saw a mouse and it done scared me. I only got myself in the leg.
It sounded awful loud. I thought I told you to buy a silencer.
I got scared by the lady at the counter and ran out crying.
God damn, the police will be there any moment. Take the shot.
1 minute, kiddo.
God damn, don't call me that.
The president is dead, boss.
What?
I shot the president.
I told you to shoot Bernie Sanders.
What? Who?
The Jewish kid.
But I thought you said that Kennedy was a filthy Jewish bastard.
I say that about everyone.
Sir, they're coming for me, and my leg hurts.
You're on your own, kid.
My lord, what has happened? Why did you shove me out of that moving car?
I'm sorry, Miss First Lady. JFK seems to have exploded, and not in a prostitute for once.
What was that?
Nothing. Jesus, that was close.
You were supposed to protect my husband. Where were you?
I'm just the driver.
You coward. That's what you just were. Now go. Run off, you worm.
Yes, ma'am. I had nothing left, so I hit the road. I had nothing but my bindle and a tramp called Curly who'd let me sleep in his coat if I licked his toes. Unfortunately, Curly was beaten to death in a bum lynching. After Kennedy and a brief, unimportant interlude, we got Nixon. Under Nixon, bum lynchings became a common occurrence, and unfortunately, I was boying.
Hey, kid.
Oh no, none of the bum lynching. Just take my bindle and leave me be.
Oh, I'm not interested in your bindle. It's the capitalist class who want to steal your bindle, not I.
That's lefty talk. Not something I expect from a bum lyncher.
Oh, I'm no homeless killer. My name is Howard Zen, radical extraordinaire. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Zen. Now, what you want with a homeless man like me?
Oh, I was just giving a lecture down the road, and I thought I'd come on over and make you an offer.
Spill it, Zen.
Come with me to San Francisco.
No, I've had this offer before. Let me guess, you and your wife want to experiment and you want to try a little something different. Oh, well, forget it. Get your kicks somewhere else.
I think you had me mistaken for somebody else. I'm merely here to offer you a chance of an education. We at San Francisco are experimenting with a college of thought. A radical, tuition-free college.
Wait, college can be free?
Yes, of course it could.
It's amazing. I'll file it away. It could come in handy someday.
Will you come with me to San Francisco?
Oh, I have no money. Where would I live? The streets?
Well, we have free housing. And there's a boy at the farmer's market who's open to giving free money till people get back on their feet.
Please, take me to the San Francisco Haven. And he did. He took me to San Francisco, and I gotta tell you, besides socialism land, it was the happiest I've been in my life. Excuse me a minute while I reminisce a little. See, that's why we have to reform both parties, not just elect Democrats.
I agree, Bernie. So, what are you going to do with yourself when you leave school here?
Well, I guess when that Nixon guy's left office, I might just run.
What, as a Democrat?
Your jokes are too much, Sen. There's some scary-looking people coming towards the school.
What? No. I didn't think it would be this quick.
What are you talking about?
I'm afraid I've not been completely honest with you, Bernie.
They just shot the school mascot, Skippy, no! They've mown down the children's choir. We've got to do something.
No, they'll mow you down.
Let me go.
Let me explain to you what's happening, Bernie. You know me as Howard Zinn, radical and professor of history. But I was once another. I was once a proud citizen of socialism land. I was a good one, too. Never broke the rules. Always diligent. But then I wanted to reform the outside world. I thought we were too insular. I left socialism land knowing I could never return.
The house of deceit has fallen.
But I know that you have been there, Bernie. I need you to take me home. Show me the way back.
Can't go back. We both know that.
Oh, the outside world is just a mutilated whore that sold itself for a pretty penny. There's nothing here at all but greed and avarice.
You're a monster.
Bernie, it's not a coincidence that I found you. I've been looking for you for a long time. I know I need you to show me the way back. It's not just you that Nixon's looking for. If he finds me, he will kill me.
I'll never show you the way.
Hello, I'm from SS. Oh, sorry, I mean Nixon Death Squad. I want to look around, no?
Get out of my classroom.
Why not? Me want to look around. Maybe under your lamp for Mr. Sandals.
This is a place of learning, you brute.
You let me look around or I'll show you what bullet do to your stomach.
There's no Sanders here.
Well, let me look around. Ooh, what's under here?
No!
Eat this! Oh, yes, you not talk back. Only Sergey get to talk back in the broom handle room. Oh, hello?
We found a black kid with a weed cigarette.
Oh, no, we have enough men for that.
I've ordered a tank and backup.
Oh, that sounds good. I'll be coming there any minute now. Oh, Wolfie, you're so filthy.
Zim! You're hurt real bad.
Think I might die, Bernie.
My search for surrogate father continues.
What?
Nothing.
It's real bad, kid. I want you to promise me, Bernie, never abandon socialism land. Never take anyone there.
I promise I won't.
Oh, it's real bad, kid. Maybe we'll see each other again someday.
We both know you don't believe that.
Well, maybe there's a socialism land up there, Bernie. Just maybe.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Go, Bernie. The cover-up of that black kid will give you time to escape.
Every time I see a radical critique, I'll think of you.
That's all I ask, Bernie. That's all I ask.
They razed the San Francisco School for the Betterment of Humanity to the ground that day. All that research lost to the ages. I had to do something to keep me off the streets. The bum lynchings had become so widespread, I had to do something and fast. I went to the one place that would take me. The sewer of the world. The Vermont alternative comedy scene. A little watering hole called the Laugh If You Want to Club. Hi there, guys. I'm Pernie Kander. Here to do a little bit of something new, something a little bit different. Anti-comedy. I was at the supermarket the other day. Got my groceries. Nothing to report there. How many black guys does it take to change a light bulb? That's right, just one. 2 if it's a particularly high up light bulb and they need someone to hold the ladder. You know, fellas, I'm gonna get a little bit raunchy now, a little bit lewd on this one.
Oh yeah.
How'd you make a girl come? That's right. You pleasure her. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That is my set. Hope you enjoyed this evening. I'll see you soon.
Brother.
What are you talking about? Do I know you?
I've been following you for a while. I see through the fake names. Andy Werner, Bernie Kander. I see through the veil, Bernie.
Perhaps that's because I didn't want to be found, Mordecai.
You wanted to tell your jokes, huh?
This is the future of comedy.
It ain't funny, Bernie.
That's because it's anti-comedy. It's something I created.
It ain't gonna work. People like their racist jokes too much, and their fat and slimmed up likes too much.
End your digression on my act and come out with why you're here, brother.
He needs to come home pronto. His mother.
What? Does she need another injection of capital, or is she finally giving up on her lifestyle?
I work on Wall Street now. I make enough money to make sure we can both live luxuriously.
You work with those jackals.
I had ideals once, Bernie. When you left the socialism land, I had to become the man of the house, and, well, what else was I supposed to do?
You're a monster.
Well, she's dying anyway.
Esther? No.
Afraid so, Bernie. It turns out that the water at our house is poisonous, and, well, fortunately I just drink gin. I mean, working in finance, how can I not? You need to come home, Bernie.
I'll see her, but I can't promise I'll be civil.
It's all she wants.
So I went back home. Me and Mordecai traveled across the country in his fancy car, but whenever I brought up reforms to Wall Street or socialist propaganda, he'd clam up. Things became difficult when I discovered that he'd voted for Reagan. I just couldn't talk to him after that. What did you want to talk about, Esther?
Been so long and you still won't call me mother.
Your lifestyle appalls me. I want to be sick in my hat.
It's just a phase, this radical socialism.
I'm a 40-year-old man. I've been a socialist for decades.
Funny how the time flies. Have you heard the good news about Mordecai?
Mordecai's a Wall Street parasite. You've never cared about my career.
I just don't understand why a parody of the '68 election with anthropomorphic animals is funny.
I've told you before, it's conceptual.
But there aren't jokes, son.
That's the point.
Keep quiet now so I can tell you something important. Bernie, I wasn't entirely truthful about your father.
You mean he wasn't Flanders, Netherland? A criminal who died in a soup queue.
That was a lie, Bernie. A dirty lie. I told it to hide the truth. Your father was Fidel Castro, the communist, Bernie. I should have drowned you in the crib when you were but a babe. I should have taken a hammer to your head. Oh, how I should have known you'd turn into this.
Fidel Castro, Is this a joke?
Bernie, no, it's the truth. Me and the girls went to Cuba on a ladies' vacation. Back in the good old days of Cuba when it was run by a neo-Nazi who America approved of. I was already in my 30s and he was but a boy, but I wanted him so much.
Quiet, Mother.
Now I must die, Bernie. Goodbye. Oh, Lord, I'm a-comin'.
Esther, no! Oh, how I wailed and wailed at that woman's deathbed. I thought of all those lost years, thought if I'd just talked to her more, maybe I could have traded her Rand for my marks. In the end, it was only me that attended her funeral. Mordecai had too much work on Wall Street to attend his own mother's funeral. As soon as she was in the ground, I bought a slow boat to Cuba, went to see Fidel.
Mr. Donovan Moonbase, I must say it is most unusual for a Yankee imperialist pig to come from a magazine to interview me about the revolution.
Now that we're alone, I feel I can dispense with this subterfuge. I'm not actually Donovan Moonbase.
Guards!
Wait. I'm Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders? The child I conceived of with Esther Sanders?
The very same.
You did not need to lie to me, Bernie. You can have an audience with me any day.
Father, I have so many questions. Like, for instance, the timelines of my birth just don't seem to match up. I mean, we're basically the same age.
Let us not discuss this now. We have more important things to talk about. Cuba, for one.
What about it?
I often wondered what would happen when I shed this mortal coil. I thought perhaps I could hand it to my boy Shay, but he disappointed me, what with being viciously murdered by those Yankees and all. But you, imagine a son of the soil taking over Cuba. The poetic irony makes me laugh.
I thought we could maybe start with something a little smaller, maybe throwing a ball around.
Throwing a ball around?
Like in the backyard.
Oh, you mean like baseball? The people of Cuba do not play games. They work all day in the factories. That is what happens here, son.
But I thought socialism was a way of liberating people from their monotonous work, not enslaving them to it.
My boy, how naive you are. The people here do not do meaningless work. They toil all day in the factories to make our currency. Come look. A perfect replica of my face, yes? 5 will get you a meal in the Fidel Cafe. 20 gets you a ride in the Fidel Mobile. And if you manage to save up 1,000, you get to live in the Fidel Mansion. A perfect replica of my face, with the mouth as a door and the eyes as windows.
Father, I'm afraid you've gone mad with power.
It is what the people want. If it wasn't, I would have them killed.
I don't want any part of this.
Do not be hasty, Bernie. You do not want to lose your head.
You're a monster, Father. This is not the way.
If I am a monster, it is because your mother made me a monster. You want to talk about timelines. Okay, we talk about timelines. I was 12 years old. 12 years old when she had her way with me. She was so drunk that my protest went unheard when she had her way with me. I was all about to flee Cuba to America to begin a new life. To become a fresh-faced immigrant and escape the horrors of the regime. And to make it in America. I believed in the dream, the Jetsons and the apple pies. But what did I see before I came to her shores? Nothing but drunken sleaze and wanton lust, and I knew then that nobody would push Fidel around. Not a New York woman, not American general, and not capitalism!
Fidel, I know what my mother did was wrong, but this is not the way. You shouldn't be enslaving the people of Cuba. You should be liberating them, not replacing the false god of capital with the false god of Castro.
I have no son.
And I had no father. This monster was brutalizing the system I loved so much, but it taught me a valuable lesson. No one man should have too much power, and we had to hold the government accountable, not just have one man in charge of everything. With this in mind, I was ready to go into politics. I had just one thing left to do before I did. There was no place left for me in New York. The anti-comedy gigs were drying up, and they said they'd only hire me if I smashed a watermelon on stage, and I just couldn't do it. I knew there was one place left to go. Socialism land. When I got there, I found the men chained to their machines. The Arts Council had been shut down, and a camp German man moaned in ecstasy as he stamped on a young child sex slave's testicles. I hid as best I could and found the only friend I had left in a jail cell. Oh man, socialism, what happened?
Sit, Bernie, sit, but keep your voice down. The guards here are sadists of the highest order, and if they hear you, they will make you wish that they killed you instantly.
What happened here?
Oh, it all happened the day you left, Bernie. I cast you out and was so despondent that we welcomed in a new one. We thought he was the person that the Socialists had foretold of in their manifestos, but it was not to be. Instead of making us a verendant paradise, he made us a deathscape. He changed everything. Instead of working for ourselves, we worked to make goods for the higher world. The Arts Council funding destroyed just to pay for his salaries and his excesses. Now the kindergarten is but a training simulation for when the children go into work full-time at 5 years old. This is hell, Bernard, hell.
What monster did this?
They call him Clinton.
Have you got a weapon, a gun? I'll kill him now.
No, Bernie, no, it's too much. He will but kill you. He's surrounded by guards every minute of the day. There's no point. You will only die.
I can't leave socialism like this.
No, it is my fault. It is I who must pay for this. If I had not cast you out into the upper world, maybe we would have had a chance. But instead, I forced you to the wolves. And now this is my punishment. Forced to wear a suit and tie for some fascist Clinton.
What can I do?
Just do me a favor, Bernie.
Anything.
Turn this machine that keeps me alive off. Cut the power.
I can't do that. I've always thought you as a surrogate father.
If you truly care for me, you will turn the machine off and put me out of my misery, woe, and pain. Oh, thank you, boy. I already feel myself passing into the next life.
Thank you for everything, surrogate father.
Thank you, Bernie.
And it was that day I realized we couldn't make one state a socialist utopia. We had to reform all to the same, or this would just keep happening again and again and again. I realized that I'd have to take on America. I realized that Bernie Sanders had to go into politics. Hello? Hello? My apologies, I just dropped the phone for a moment. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. I was telling you how I met my wife.
Hey there, lady. Hey, I'm talking to you. I saw your speech.
Oh, yeah? Well, did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it had some real funny ideas.
You think liberation is funny?
Yeah, I find it real funny.
Well, what you find funny about liberation?
Because I know what it really means. I know that it means that you're trying to take away my guns and my job.
Oh, God. Are you...
That's right, I'm the Meninist, and I know you want to take my pistol away, but I got something else I can blow off inside you. That's right, my AK-47.
We don't want to take your guns. We just want to be treated equal.
Yeah, well, you say that, but it's all explained in my monograph on Disney films and their communist influences. Well, yeah, eat lead.
Hey, what's going on there?
Oh my God, a man coming to save a woman. The patriarchy's been restored and my work is done.
Oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah, just a little rattled. That was the Meninist.
Meninist?
Yeah, he speaks up at all my meetings.
1981 sure must be a weird year to produce kooks like that. I caught some of your speech, by the way. I liked it.
Thanks. What's your name, anyway?
Bernie Sanders. We fell in love at that bus stop. We got on together and talked so much I missed my stop. I had to walk an hour back from hers. But I didn't care. I was in love. She was the one that convinced me into staying in Vermont, making a life here.
That's not what happened, Bernie.
Martha, I'm on the phone.
Don't lie to the electoral now, Bernie. The Meninist. How'd you come up with such ridiculous scenarios?
I embellish a little, but I still keep the facts in.
Give me that phone.
No.
Give it here. Give it. Now, when I met my husband, it happened a little bit like this.
You agree a fine wine for you and the mademoiselle?
Yes, very much so.
I prepare in the kitchen. I give you 2 minutes, no?
You look tanned. Have you been on holiday?
Yeah, I went to Cuba.
Oh, that must have been interesting.
I met my father over there. And maybe you've heard of him, Fidel Castro?
Oh, the president?
More like dictator. He wanted me to, stay there and run the country, but make the people work for potatoes.
I see.
That's enough, thank you.
Say when, sir. Say when.
When?
When it is finished. When it is full.
It's finished. It's full.
Well, say when then.
When?
Oh, no! Look at this. There's one there, everywhere. I cannot have enough for mademoiselle. I go make some more, you filthy pig dog American.
What a strange waiter. Have you read any good books lately?
Oh, no. Ever since I got back from Cuba, people haven't really wanted to hire me, especially given my job history.
Oh, what have you done before?
Well, I was a driver for JFK.
That doesn't sound too bad.
Just the one time.
Surely not the day he was assassinated.
Yeah.
He was so awkward and strange. Kept boring me with his radical politics and strange backstory. I'd never even heard of Socialism Land. I was shocked when he came over the next day to ask me out for another date. He was outside my front door, and I was hiding behind the curtains.
Get into that grass. I said get.
No, please, sir.
Martha, please.
Go away.
I found a $10 note on the trash island and I wanted to split the bill.
It's okay. Keep it.
Okay, then.
Get into that grass. I said get. Yeah, that's right. You chew that grass.
What the hell are you doing?
None of your concern, kid.
Please kindly, Savior, no. He will beat me if I don't chew grass fast enough.
What?
God damn it, Jesus, get in that shed.
Yes, sir.
No, Jesus.
I'm his owner. He's my slave. If I say he eats the grass, he eats the grass. If I say get in the shed, he gets in the shed.
But why must he eat the grass?
You seen the price of tools under this crazy communist Carter? I'll be damned if I'm buying him any tools.
Jesus, we have to organize a wildcat strike.
A wildcat strike?
If you deny him your teeth, he has to treat you better.
Kindly, Savior, you are right. Mr. Heffinanson, you are done.
Goddamn blazes and tomfoolery. Mr. Sanders, isn't it?
That's right.
Well as owning him, I also own myself a daughter under this patriarchal system in the fair year 1978. Well, if you encourage him to pick up his tools, I'll give her hand to you.
No dice. Bernie Sanders will never put himself before the working man. He stands for the poor, the oppressed, and...
I gotta admit, I was a little turned on.
Give me back the phone, Martha. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. I explained to her that I wanted to get into politics. And she said, okay. She said she'd support me. But I knew that our small pot of money wouldn't be enough to take on the two-party system that had such a chokehold on Vermont. I needed a job, but with my visits to Cuba and my lack of employment, people wouldn't touch me with a barge pole. So I went downtown. I couldn't believe what I found. Hello, my name's Bernie Sanders. I saw your advert in the paper about seed ideas. Well, I've got a hell of a project.
I care not for your project. Give me the seed, precious seed.
I'm sorry. My idea is to run for mayor against the Republican opponent, except I'm gonna run from the left.
I don't care what you bring for me for my motion pictures. Just put your seed in that woman over there.
I'm sorry, what kind of place is this?
This is Seedy Man Studios, and I am its owner. Paul Seedy Man. Seedy Man by name and Seedy Man by nature. A baron of excess, a duopoly of decadence.
I'm sorry, I've made a mistake.
Sit down, Mr. Sanders, sit down. Are you sure I cannot tempt you with my wares? Fine Peruvian white, books of pornography to make the Marquis de Sade cream himself. Child sex.
Release those children, you monster!
Oh no, Mr. Sanders, you misunderstand. If those children were not with me, they would be street urchins, vulnerables for people more perverse than I could ever be.
That's the thing. That's why I need to be mayor. Why do we have a system that allows children to become sex slaves? Why must people come to you for your fine Peruvian white cocaine? That's why I need to be mayor, so I can destroy capitalism.
God damn it, Mr. Sanders, you're right, and I have reformed completely.
Seriously?
Name a figure and it will be yours. My checkbook is open to you.
I couldn't believe the change in this man. After such a small time, he seemed genuinely changed. I asked for 100,000, then hit the streets. No longer Paul Seedy Man, he was Paul Campaign Man. One of my earliest friends in politics and a genuine champion to the people. With the money I'd raised, I became a genuine threat to Mayor Quincy. And so, he invited me to his office. I thought it'd be instructional, so I went along.
Step on into the bribe room, boy. You the nice oil man here to give me a bribe?
No, I'm Bernie Sanders.
Never heard no Sanders lobby before.
No, I'm Bernie Sanders, the independent candidate running for mayor.
Oh, yeah, shit, I remember, but, well, it's so you know how difficult it is to, remember everything when you're mayor. Then again, I hope you don't know.
Did you invite me here just to make jokes?
No, I didn't. Make yourself comfortable here in the bribe room, boy. You ever heard of skull science?
No.
Oh, well, let me educate you. You see, the old African American, as the PC Brigade made me call them, well, they got a different shaped cranium, see, so they can't help being as intelligent as we are. You see, you understand what I'm getting at, my pale learned friend?
Why are you telling me this?
Well, like those African Americans can't help themselves, well, the people of Vermont can't help themselves being ruled by anything other than a Republican.
We'll let the public decide that.
Yeah, well, the public are all fickle, and they might just get a bit excited by your rhetoric. They might actually get what they want.
But that's democracy.
I'm afraid no whore ever got as corpulent as the overuse of that dreaded word.
And that makes no sense.
Look, take the bribe, boy. Take the bribe. I got plenty going to spare. Well, maybe treat Mrs. Sanders to a holiday in Mexico. I'm sure she, like all women, wants a bit of money. I got a wife of my own, see. The old drainage system, I call her. Although it's a shame she only drains my coffers and not my nether regions.
That's it. You can bring disgrace to the office of the mayor of Vermont. You can take bribes. I may disagree with you, but you can spout off about your racist skull signs. But you insult Miss Sanders, and that's where I draw the line. I'm going to enjoy taking you down.
Oh, you try, boy. You just go on and try. I'll throw mud at you. Mud, I say. This'll be the dirtiest fight Vermont's ever seen. And the old companies will throw so much money at me that you won't believe it.
That was a dirty campaign. He drove a wedge between me and the people of Vermont. He drew lines on sexist lines and racial lines. It was all for naught, though. He finished third with 10% of the vote. He got too excited talking about skull signs and forgot to use the correct PC terms. That was too much for even most Republicans, and he lost. Unfortunately, he lost to Hopkins Montgomery V, the Democrat. It came back to re-election, and I threw my hat back in the ring. Campaign man ran an even better campaign than last time. And Hopkins invited me into his office.
Take a seat, Mr. Sanders.
Thank you, Hopkins.
May I ask you a question which you might find a little personal?
I don't like to gossip about my personal life.
Oh, no, nothing like that. I was just wondering, are you a racist? Do you hate women?
Absolutely not. Don't be ridiculous.
Then why do you want the Republican to win?
I don't want the Republican to win. I want Bernie Sanders to win.
And you think you've got a shot? Really? You're just gonna split the left vote down the middle and the Republican candidate's gonna walk straight right in.
I fail to see how I'm splitting the left vote. I lead most polls by 10%, most by double digits. Is it left-wing to sell the school to the bacon factory? Is it left-wing to ban free speech on campus because you're scared about the communists infiltrating the school system?
Look, if I don't privatize, then the special interests won't invest in me. And if I don't ban free speech, then the Republican candidate is gonna call me soft and I'll lose re-election.
Well, let's talk about the Republican candidate. Fred Rhombus is a joke. He wants the nativity performed daily so the kids don't fall to atheism. He calls Reagan a communist. And he threatens impeachment, but he's not even running for Senate. He is banned from the mall for sniffing schoolboy uniforms.
Oh, Bernie, what have I become?
It's not you, Hopkins. It's the Democratic Party. It changes everyone it comes into contact with.
Teach me your ways, Bernie.
When I'm mayor, I'll make you my apprentice.
Thank you, Bernie. You are most kind.
And when we did, me and Martha set to work fixing the infrastructure of Vermont. We nationalized the oil industry. We made sure every student had more than one book per classroom. I was so distracted I didn't even realize the hell into which America had descended. Immigration into Vermont became so high, our population boomed to 100 million. Thank God I tore down the Great Vermont Wall. Otherwise the paperwork would have been a nightmare. Everything was going so well. And then he walked in. Hi, how can I... The Clinton boy.
As you live and breathe, Bernie.
But how? It's been so long.
Yes, Bernie, that's right. We've all had some growing up to do.
You come here to congratulate me and Martha on our progress in fair Vermont?
No, Bernie. I come to tell you that I got my eye on you.
What do you mean?
See, Bernie, things have changed. I'm no longer the young idealist preaching the sexy ideology of communism. My pulse quickens now only for the sweet nectar of capital.
We both got a hard on reading Das Kapital, I know that.
Ain't no erotic charge from Marx, no little frisson, no troublesome uprising from the pages of his lies. No, I speak only now of the concept of capital, the bedrock of America, capitalism.
How did this happen to you, Bill? How did you end up suckling on the dying teat of the duck of capitalism?
Ain't nothing gone wrong, Bernie. I'd screw up. I realized that all men are born slaves, and that only through realism and practical politics can they be freed from their hell. You see, extremes from all sides got to come together under my boot, Bernie, as I ascend to the presidency in this year that we call 1992.
How did you get elected? You sound like a madman.
I ran on welfare reform, Bernie. I ran on universal health care, and I ran on respect for everyone, no matter what their race, creed, or gender.
But I like all of those things.
What you do, Bernie? Everybody likes those things. Except those repellent monsters we call the Republicans. But the American people, they ain't gonna see none of those things. Welfare will be reformed to become even more labyrinth and regressive. There will be no universal health care, and people will only be equal by the amount of shit they can eat through the trough of the market.
But you can't do that. You can't lie to the American people, or they'll lose hope.
As unprecedented as it may seem to you, Bernie, politicians lie. It's something that must be done.
Get out of my office.
Bernie, I want you to join me. I want you to become a Democrat and luxuriate in this bipartisan marketplace of ideas.
I will never join you.
But I am what I am because of you, Bernie.
What do you mean?
You see, I went into socialism land. I went into socialism land and it saw into me and it rejected me. It saw into me before I could see into myself. And the only person who was going to love me after that was Nixon. So we got together and we got instead of plan to take hold of land, and it was easy. Old man socialism barely put up a fight.
That was you. I thought it was you in socialism land, but your wit was so convincing.
That's right, Bernie. I had contact lenses on too. It's a perfect disguise. With me holding the whip, they made me enough money to become the President of the United States of America. If you don't join me, Bernie, then I'm going to have my way with your precious little Vermont enclave.
If you touch Vermont, my allies in Venezuela, Cuba, and Russia will burn this world to the ground.
Okay, Bernie, you got a point. You can keep your Vermont. Still 50 other states for me to have my way with, like an intern on our first day.
After finishing my duties as mayor, I'd go home and watch HBO, convinced that someone had made a comedy out of my brother's life. The investigation got me nowhere. I took to collecting model boats, but the Clinton regime burnt the factory down for housing refugees. It was all too much.
Letter came, Bernie.
Hand it to me then.
No need to be grouchy.
There's no need to be a bitch.
Bernie.
Look, I'm sorry, Martha. But look at the world. It's coming to pieces. I can't even finish my slam poem.
What happened to you, Bernie? You used to be somebody. Now look at you. The greatest mayor of a 2-bit state. This month, it's slam poetry. Last month, it was recreations of the Napoleonic War. What hobby will you plunge your savings into next to distract you from your woes?
Just leave me, Martha.
I just might, you know.
But look at this Clinton. It's all my fault. If I hadn't been such a monster as a child, you wouldn't have turned out like this.
You aren't that man anymore.
I'm not a man anymore.
Get out of my house. I refuse to share a home with both Bernie Sanders and his maudlin self-pity.
Just give me the letter, you hag.
Bernie, it is I, your brother Mordecai. I know it's been a while, but I must see you. I'm still in the trenches of the Wall Street machine, so you should know where to find me. What I have to tell you is big. Real big. Imagine something big, then double the size of it, then triple it again. Even that ain't this big. The word hasn't even been found to describe how big this is. Gigantic. Ha! Insufficient. Large.
I stopped reading his damn rambling letter and went to find him. If only I hadn't. Hello, I'm looking for Wall Street.
I'll suck your dick for $1.
Lord, I'm a happily married man.
Oh, just as I thought. Always the kinkiest. You want me to piss on you, or you gonna piss on me?
No, I don't want to partake in any sexual acts. I'm a married man.
Jeez. Why you here then? Crack? Coke? H? You want to ride the horse to Candy Town?
No, I'm looking for my brother Mordecai.
Who?
He looks like me.
You're not talking about Crazy M.
Crazy M?
Why you talk instead of making me money, ho?
Bernie, is that you?
Hello, Mordecai. It's been so long.
Leave us foul tangents in the night. I said go.
Dangerous M.
Well, I have to have an alias now, Bernie. But you don't have to call me that.
Okay, Mordecai.
You don't have to call me that either.
What would you like me to call you then?
Call me Morty.
Oh my God, have you seen the light?
Yes, Bernie. I'm now a democratic socialist.
How?
How could I not, more like? Working on Wall Street makes me see it for what it really is. You see, what I thought was a series of complex financial transactions designed to destroy people's lives is actually much worse. It's a prostitution racket.
Oh my God.
You see, we cater for all types, but there's this one client in particular. Although he wears a baseball cap and a fake beard, we know who he is. Bill Clinton.
God, the president sees a prostitute?
It's my job to provide him more women for his harem. You know, his tastes are incredibly perverse. I'm talking seriously disgusting. I'm talking 5-fingered fudge. I'm talking down, rabbit down, 5-stretched Phillip. Oh.
I don't know what those are.
Pray you never do, Bernie. Pray you never do. He forces me to watch as he does them. Well, I'm afraid my eyes have seen too much. I buried too many bodies. But, well, I pray for death, but unfortunately I'd go straight to hell for not stopping him. How it could be worse than this, though, I'd never know.
I'm so sorry. If only I hadn't been a capitalist in my youth.
Just make it right, Bernie. Make it right. Now, in this box, there's all the recordings he makes me make. Well, this should be enough to bring him down. The combination is...
I got me a name, you sexist pig!
Can you see what you've done? He could have brought this whole thing down. Liberate us all from the hell rule of this monster.
I like Dad's style.
Dad?
Otto.
Chelsea Clinton, working in my own joint. I should have guessed. I wonder why I kept her alive. That sick bastard.
We can get you to a hospital, Morty.
You should have been to New York more. I'm afraid they sold it for a munitions factory.
It looks just like a flesh wound. You'll be okay.
I'm afraid it got me through the heart. I'll be lucky if I make it to the end of this sentence.
Love you, Morty.
I love you too, brother. Oh, that reminds me. The combination is...
Morty? Morty, no! Really must be said that I fell off the wagon after that. And I thought, if you can't beat them, then join them. I sold my spleen for a bottle of Jack Daniels. I fought homeless guys for a bit of chewed up dog thigh. I started a grunge band for money. And eventually Martha took me back. We waited out the long, barren years of Clinton's second term. But eventually, my few remaining friends in the mainstream of politics hit me up to this new presidential candidate called Alberto Gore. I knew I'd found an apprentice that could run for president and change the course of this country.
Do you partake?
No, thank you.
More of a coke kind of guy.
No.
Oh, I hear, brother. But I warn you, if I get caught smoking any more of that horse, then, well, it might seriously affect my ability to beat that Bush guy for the presidency.
Well, that's what I'm here to talk to you about.
Oh, well, if you're gonna offer some H, then I'll...
No, the presidency.
Oh, that. Well, I think I got it in the bag. I mean, all the women want to fuck me, and all the men just want to be me.
What do you stand for, son?
I stand for the flag.
I know you give that answer to the reporters.
That's not all I give them. But that's not a reference to gonorrhea, because that's a vicious rumor and a lie.
What do you believe in?
I believe in freedom. The freedom for me to fuck cooch.
What do you like? What do you stand for?
Huh?
Why did you become a politician?
Well, that's easy. I became a politician in order to get my film made.
What is this moving picture you speak of?
The man who spoke the most inconvenient truth.
What?
Oh. It's about this man named Alberto. I mean, no relation, I can assure you. Now, one day he's surfing the waves and he realizes about this global warming and he's got to fight the CIA. And then there's this aliens and the special effects and this great scene where Alberto, he's fucking while rappelling to himself down a wall and he's shooting German bad guys and saving his daughter from a cyclone.
You can do all that when you're our first socialist president. I imagine you could easily get a $2 million deal from Miramax.
From that nice Harvey Weinstein guy?
And the very same.
Sign me up.
And sign him up I did. I gave him a crash course in socialism. From anarcho-syndicalism to syndical anarchism. And we developed a routine. I would spend half the day telling him the benefits of socialism. He would spend half the day asking me about his third act problems. I would show him charts of the means of production, and he would show me the storyboard for his next picture. It was all going so well. Until that fateful day. We were 30 points ahead. And then he blew it.
And with the swimsuit portion out of the way, we enter into the third and final round of the debate, with the topic being selected by Al Gore, the environment.
My name is Bush. Ha ha ha, Bush. Bush is where things go where mate baby. Me mate baby by president, who is dad. Me who eat humble pie if dad president, but me no president. Only reason me no president would be lose to big scary man there who go, ah!
Do you have any response to that, Mr. Gore?
I think we need to talk about the national debt.
What are you doing, Alberto?
Please, no interjections from the side of the stage.
Me scared of computer which make hair singe.
Mr. Bush is right. When I invented the internet, I made it bad on purpose.
Get off the stage, Alberto, you're losing it!
I think we need to talk facts, evidence, the economy. Things that matter more to the American voter than anything else.
And we are done.
Oh, wait, you're off in that corner?
But me see your leg go up, down, and follow.
Over there.
What are you doing, Alberto?
I got real, old man.
But people loved you, then you got all technical. You became a wonk.
Hey, I know what I'm doing.
What?
I'm getting my film made. You might have promised me a mid-budget thriller, but they're gonna give me a blockbuster. You say Matt Dillon, well, they say Tom Cruise. You say Zemeckis, they say Spielberg.
But the presidency will be in the hands of an idiot.
Not my concern.
A truly horrifying turn of events. This moronic boob would become the president, and I would be sent back to Vermont for another 8 years of hell. But of course I knew who was behind this. The puppet master had failed to pull the wool over my eyes.
My plan to make Bush president is gonna go great.
Yay, Bush do big debate, but now Bush pants fall down, and underpants. Now me fall on floor and people laugh. Karl Rove, stop, no, what is that? Ah, no Karl Rove, stop hurting me, ah.
I've made a big mistake.
Bill, there's something
I'm in my writing room. Get out.
Bill, this is important. I've decided to run for president, and I'd like some advice.
Yeah? Give up.
What has gotten into you?
Hillary, I was president of the United States of America. If you become president, what's that gonna make me, huh? The first gentleman?
Yeah, I suppose it would.
Yeah, I'm not doing it, you hear me? I'm not doing it.
Well, you've got no choice in the matter. Now, once I dispatch of this Barack kid, the path to presidency will be mine.
Barack?
Well, just some upstart who thinks he's gonna win the Democratic nomination.
With a name like Barack?
I agree. With some racial profiling, the path to presidency will be mine.
Hillary, you go ahead with this plan and I want a divorce. You hear me now? I want a divorce.
Bill, you really think you're gonna divorce me? I know where all the bodies are buried.
I'm going to my den. She got some good policies. The banks should have no regulatory apparatus. The sands in the Middle East should turn into the merest glass within a month of her inauguration. Imagine the tax cuts to the rich if they came from a female president. Nah, damn it. The presidency of the United States of America is for men. Men, I say. I mean, it's called the White House, not the Pink House, and the last time I looked, the bed sheets were covered in the blood of massacred prostitutes, not Hello Kitty bed sheets. You think that the Army's gonna take orders from an air-headed blonde? I gotta intervene like men have in time immemorial. Wait a minute. Of course. Why didn't I think of this before? I'm gonna take the hair of former President Nixon's head, and I'm gonna mix it with the hair of my own. And then I'm gonna fire a nuke into the sun and create me a politician so powerful he can't ever beat in the electoral arena. He's gonna have all of Nixon's racism and homophobia and hatred of the Jews, mixing my ability to hide them in a human guise. Come on, Nixon head. We gotta take some more monologue.
The monologue that Nixon had some more, he did. He monologued all the way into the desert. And being a former president, he had easy access to a nuclear weapon. He launched into the sun in the middle of the night when no one would notice.
Sure is cold tonight, Nixon head, ain't it? About as cold as the relationship I had with Hill for the past 30-something years. We were idealists then, working together to find common sense solutions to the nation's problems. We were going to work with the Republicans to privatize Social Security and work to continue the perpetuity of the American state of terror abroad. But then all those ideals, they fell on the rocks when politics got involved. Hill, it always interferes, always gets in the way, this nastiness and politics. You know what, Nixon head? I've had enough of this, huh? I just want to go home back to Hillary and live in that mansion that I made from the millions from Cowtown to Wall Street.
Let's leave this silly president business to Hillary. Oh my God, Mr. Nixon head. What was that noise? Oh yeah, from the nuke I threw into the sun a moment ago. It's all right now, boy. We don't need no march from the sun anymore. No.
Dad. I can't have this getting ill. Mexican bad.
Oh my God.
Mexican bad.
Every attack I make on this bar just getting stronger.
Mexican bad. Rape woman good. No. Rape woman not good. Trump.
Oh my God.
Trump no leave cause you dead. Not be lenient next time. Trump.
Bill went into hiding after that. Hillary just assumed it was another vacation to that friend of his Epstein's Island, but he was really looking for a way to defeat Trump. But Trump, being the political supremo of our time, wouldn't run against Barack. He waited till 2016 when he had the chance to run against the worst candidate in history. Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Hello? Hi, Bernie.
Who's this nice-looking man, Bernie?
Less a man than a snake, Martha. This is that Clinton fella I was telling you about.
Oh, no.
He was just leaving.
Now, hold on a minute, Bernie. I know I've done you wrong in the past, what with my daughter killing your brother and all, and me turning socialism land into an inhuman gulag.
We're not here to go over the past, Bill.
Just give me a chance, Bernie.
Martha, leave us.
Bernie, I made a terrible, terrible mistake. I've created a monster.
I've already gone over my problems with Chelsea.
Nah, worse than that, Bernie.
What have you done, reincarnated Hitler?
Worse than that, Bernie. I made a Trump.
But Trump's just fantasy. A scary story to tell children.
It's real.
But that's impossible. I've heard he panders to people's worst impulses. He says the quiet part loud.
Yeah, well, he's real, and he's coming.
But I heard that he's a 70-year-old man, but no one's heard about it more than 3 years ago.
See, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for that, Bernie. I created him in my laboratory, and then I fired him into outer space and used the power of a nuclear weapon that I fired into the sun.
Oh my God, it's all true. What's the establishment doing?
Hillary is planning on running for presidency against him.
Well, America's really doomed then.
Not necessarily, Bernie. See, there is hope. A politician with charisma and principles that's well liked by all the people.
Stop talking crazy, Bill.
I'm not talking crazy, Bernie. I'm talking about you.
Me? Me for president?
That's right. I know it sounds crazy, Bernie, I really do, but I was wrong. You see, the third way is just a way to a dead end. Ain't nobody want a technocratic leader no more. They want a politician that's principled, cares about people, listens to their problems, brings solutions to them. Profits and business, it's become a thing on pass. It's you the future, Bernie. I know you can do it. I know you can lead America to their mecca of socialism land.
God damn it, Bill, you've convinced me.
Thank you, Bernie. You know, all this time I was in it for myself. Whatever I could get for myself, whatever I could take, the material possessions, the women. And then I realized that the one thing I needed was the one thing I had all along. A friend.
Oh, brother. So I started exploring the idea of becoming president. I put out some feelers and found my ideas were actually pretty popular, especially amongst the kids. If only Bill could have been here to see what I did.
You need to pull out of the race, Hillary.
Why should I listen to you? You didn't listen to me when I told you to pull out.
What the hell has gotten into you, Hillary?
I've decided I don't need to listen to you on how to run for president anymore.
An independent woman. Jeez, I don't need this.
See, I found my own way of becoming president.
What the hell are you doing, Hillary?
Build wall. Job. America.
You see, Mr. Trump and I have been having a chat. Seems he's gonna run for Republican nominee. Even the worst candidate in history could win.
That might be true, Hillary, but it's you that's running for president, and I don't think you understand what you're dealing with here.
Iraq wall bad. Me do it better. Bigamy wall.
See, he thinks the Iraqi component is good. Rust Belt America will never back him.
Well, that might be true. But as mad as it sounds, I think this guy's going to win. So you need to pull out and let Bernie Sanders be the candidate.
I've heard enough of this. Trump, dispatch of him.
Oh my God.
Well, anyway, that's a very long-winded way of telling you how I became president, because I think America needs a socialist president. Thank you. Well, becoming a presidential nominee really is easy. I guess I just sit around and wait for something to happen now. Hello, welcome to the Sanders home.
Crazy Bernie. Bad.
I hardly call myself crazy. My ideas are broadly popular.
Immigrant. Good for economy. Bad for American worker.
These people suffer and die. We have to take them in. It's common decency.
You use factual-based argument. Trump not know what to do. Trump brain hurt.
You know, if we had universal health care, you could get that treated for free.
That sound communist. Trump think that bad.
I'd say it's hardly communist. Most major economies have it.
No. Make argument like normal politician. Make argument for market.
But the free market doesn't work.
No. Trump confused. Trump not know what to do. Trump go back to mothership.
Hello? Trump died on the way back to his home planet? And due to a loophole, I become the president? Oh, when do I start? Tomorrow? Of course, count me in. Well, kids, this is it. We've had some jokes, we've had some japes, and a little bit of tomfoolery along the way. But remember, this story isn't about Bernie Sanders. It's not about you. It's about America. Because remember, while this dystopian society is fictional, the one we live in is very real. Register to vote.